right, YouTubes. We're gonna do the startup on that walk-in cooler job this afternoon or this evening. First, I gotta stop off at a walk-in freezer. Maybe I'll just make that into a separate video. We'll see how it goes. We could have a freezer video, then a startup video. Probably better to do that. So let's go check out this walk-in freezer. The complaint is it keeps icing up. And I think the last week they've been de-icing it themselves and then finally called in. So let's see what we got going on with this thing. Here she is. Yeah, she's getting iced up. All right, let's go see if the defrost timer and stuff's on the roof. Let's take a look. Got a little combo box here. Bolt timer. All right, let's get up here. I think we're going to be going over here. One of those two is the freezer. There it is. Let's see if we can find the defrost timer for this thing. Maybe. Looking pretty sketch. Let's see. Okay, there's a time clock in there, and it does go down to the evaporator coil, the conduit. So let's God, it's probably old as hell. I'm not liking how the X terminal wire's looking on there. It looks pretty crusty. But let's see what we got for voltages and stuff. Let's see, with power off, we can confirm the contacts. On here. Oh yeah, they're totally smashed. All right, that was just a defrost timer on that one. Everything checks out, the coil's clean. I did have to go over to the little local parts house and buy a defrost timer. They do stock those and some refrigerant and some other things. So just go shout out to my boy James at H.V.A.C. I know he watches the videos. Those guys hooked me up. So let's get out to this walk-in box for the startup and see how we make out. All right, so I'm heading out so I can do my startup on that walk-in box. Look, there's the cockroach gas in front of me. That's the gas to kill the cockroaches. No, not the cockroaches, the termites. The termite gas. Nice. Now I'm thinking, so I'll go check my pressure test, right? Because I left it somewhere's around 154 psi of nitrogen in it. We'll check that, and then the next thing I want to do is get it on the vacuum pump. Hey, get in there, guy. Go ahead, go for it. Jump in there. Get it on the vacuum pump, get the vacuum started, and then I'll check all the electrical stuff. And then once the vacuum pulls down, we'll be ready to start adding some refrigerant to this thing. R448A. So let's get out here and see how we make out. All right, here's the star of the show for today. Got this cover off. One was wondering what size it was. It's a ZS45K4ETF5. So we're 3-phase. So it is phase sensitive when you start it up. If it's spinning backwards, it'll be noisy and it won't pump. These nice little notes on here: valve stems installed. This is a Russell condensing unit. Making sure the motor freewheels. Here's my nitrogen test that I had left behind, 154 psi. We'll check that over here in a minute. And I'm going to pull a vacuum through the receiver. I'm not dealing with core tools and all that baloney. There's a sight glass here for the oil on the compressor. And we we can see where we're at. Yeah, about 3/4. That'll give us a reference. We could write some notations down in the door panel with the amp draw, oil levels, things like that for the future. And let's see how we make out on our pressure test. Oh, my gauge should be at 0. Yep. Let me get 2 hands here. Let all my gas out. God dang it, Dave. Retard. Yeah, we're good. Totally good. All right, we're good. All right, we're just getting the vacuum started. I got using the Testo 552i. The app on my iPad here. We're just getting started. I'll take you inside and show you how the box came out. The electrician's still working in there, but we're all wired up for what we're doing. I think they're finishing up the lights and stuff. That's how my line set came outside. We had to pipe it like that because their core bit was only like 2 1/4. Then I got plastic sheeting in there so it can't do the rubber-dooski. The old Mr. Rubber-dooski. Alright, checking in on my oil. I already had to change it once. That's looking good. Yeah, we're getting some micron readings now. We're just getting started. Heading in the right direction. I'm pulling in from the receiver. I'm reading back on the suction line. The evaporator fans are on and the thermostat's calling for cooling. So both solenoids are energized. They're both energized off one thermostat. All right, you can hear one of the solenoids buzzing. We'll have to wrench on that. Here's what it looks like. Have to add lights to these boxes. So this is how it came out. We got the condensate drains. So condensate drains are hooked up. They're coming in. I got a washout down the hill. I had snapped that chalk line, and that was a reference to where the suction line would be below the evaporator outlet. So we could never oil log the evaporators. And that's why I did that like that. The rise is only a 2-foot rise over here. No P-trap needed. And so that's how it ended up. You're always going to have your condensate drain inside the box. There's no getting around it. So, took a beating on this line set. Some guy said I was a plumber. Some said it was just, it was all wrong, blah, blah, blah. But it's all good. Alright, so we got an open probe for the wiring from the factory, and I got a noisy coil. I've had a bunch of coils that have been funky like that, where you just end up changing them out because the windings are they're just noisy as hell, and I might have to change this one out. This one's quiet, this one's noisy. I'm gonna grab a small screwdriver so I can check that the probe, and we can ohm it out. Ooh, we're getting there. Down to 4,500. Let's see how the oil's looking. Still looking good. Liking that. Just go in one hose, let it rip. One hose specialer. All right, screwdriver. Yeah, check that probe. Here it is. All right, so it's saying SFOP, like an open probe. So I got another probe off my van, but the problem is actually the solder connections on the back of the board for this terminal block. See, there it goes. If I push up on it, it's reading temp. I let go. Everything's garbage. I mean, everything. I don't know, maybe Everything's junk. All right, so far we're down one thermostat. Not a happy camper. Down one stat. Let's keep this vacuum going. Now I just turned the fans back on. I changed the stat out. All right, I got a little ways to go yet. 3,300. Coming down the mountain. Getting there. Dude, I'm such a hack. The box is cooling so fast. The boys got the lights up. It's a big box, dude. Condensate drain's got to be run inside the box no matter what, so it's all good. Look, my suction line goes downhill. Ain't my first rodeo. And then you can see the elbow down there at the end. It's lower than right here. Oh, 48. It was 71 degrees when I just started it up. Dropping like a champ. That's how she ended up. All right, she's at set point. Fans are running on low fan speed. And that's how she came out at the end. They're just getting her loaded up. Got the floor, yeah, they got the floor all finished up, so that's good. Not too shabbins. Here's our model number of our unit. I'll show you the book here for the extra gas we had to add for the low ambient control. It ended up being 12.5 extra pounds, so the total charge ended up on this unit being 43 pounds of R448A.